Hey guys, this is David. Welcome to another episode of You're Not Alone. Um, I'm sorry, first of all. I know I've been apologizing lately in the past couple of videos. Uh, I know I said I would make these daily. So far my schedule hasn't really been up to date, or hasn't really been consistent, I guess. Um, and I don't know who all watches these videos. Um, but it has some of it has to do with my depression. Other times, I'm just so busy with other things and dealing with other things, medicine, um, and a lot of other um, uh, family items and stuff that I have to deal with and all that. So it's been somewhat a productive weekend actually, which I'll talk about today in this video. I was meaning to talk about it yesterday when I got back, but I was so tired by the end of it. I think I did a lot over this weekend. Um, but um, Here we are again. Lexapro. I'm on day 11. Um, yeah, it's gotten better. The side effects have gotten better. Less severe now. As they initially were. Um, Nausea has gone down a significant amount. Heartburn, it's on and off, but so far it hasn't really been affecting me that much. Dizziness, all these side effects haven't really been they've toned down a lot. To the point where sometimes I don't even notice that I'm like dealing with it. Um, Other times, yeah, it's there, but it's like you can deal with it. It's doable. It's not like super severe where it's like keeping you from it's keeping me from doing anything. Um, so yeah, that's it's the side effects have been going down. Um, Personality and mood changes. I haven't really been feeling super happy or super energetic. Um, I've read. I don't know if I am supposed to be completely honest. So I guess in a way that like I haven't really been depressed, but I haven't really been like super positive, if that makes sense. More of along the lines that like I'm neutral towards a lot of things. Um, and it's just because like I don't really think about like being happy or just being like negative, a Debbie Downer. I'm just living in the moment, I guess. Taking it day by day. Um, Mood changes, yeah, no mood changes, and we're on like day 11 of this medication, and yeah, it's kind of weird in a way. I have a story to go along with this that happened yesterday, but yeah, it's pretty weird actually. It really is pretty weird. Not uh, so not being able to like I guess think depressing thoughts, as bad as that sounds. Um, I guess I'm just so used to it. Like I've been dealing with this for years on and off, and these symptoms for about a couple months that like I kind of forgot what it was like not to think about these things, um, or actively worry about them. I guess I still think about them sometimes, but they don't really get to me. It's like I'm dealing with it better, I guess, in a sense. They're not fully gone, but I'm not like getting sad about like these thoughts that I have, or I'm not really like stressing out or getting anxiety over all these different thoughts at all. I'm just kind of accepting of it, um, and just keep on telling myself that like stressing out about these things aren't isn't gonna help anyone. I'm kind of coping with it, I guess, in a way, which I guess is a, a step in recovery. But um, it's it's weird. It's weird because I've been told that like the effect should like takes or the side effect should take 7 to 10 days, which they have, and then within like 2 weeks or so, I'm supposed to notice like a mood change of sorts. Um, but so far I haven't really experienced mood changes at all. Just me being neutral towards a lot of things and just dealing with uh, dealing with what I'm currently going through a lot better than I originally was. So I guess it's working in that regard. I'm still gonna be taking it. I still have plenty of medication left. So hopefully I'll see some results within either this week or next week or so. But I think this is a huge step in the right direction. Um, so so yeah, I'm gonna continue taking it. Yeah, that's pretty much it on the Lexapro update number 2. Um, so what I did this weekend is that it's kind of sporadically on the spur of the moment. I just late at night I I played some video games and I kind of got a little heated, or I started feeling a little maybe a bit negative, but not really angry, but like I started having these like I guess negative thoughts. Um, and instead of just like going to bed and just like thinking about like all these things, I just decided, hey, I'm gonna spend the weekend with at my dad's, and that's what I did. I went over to my dad's place in Mooresville, and I spent the weekend there with my stepmom as well, and it was kind of weird. Spur of the moment. I didn't really tell them. I just called them before I was leaving. Asked them if I could come over. They said I could, and I just drove on over there, and that's what I did. I just spent the weekend over there. Um, I, my therapist said, and my doctor said as well. My psychiatrist said that a change of pace is probably is what's needed in my life. Because I haven't really been doing much, so I took the initiative to do something, I guess, and it was tiring to say the least, because my dad, um, his side of the family, and pretty much are very active. Don't they don't really like enjoy lounging around. I guess they always want to kind of like do stuff. Um, Whether it's like go outside and just walk, or just like whatever. They just want to be out and about and do things and not be cooped up inside. Kind of a huge 180 from me, but uh, it was a good change of pace. I think I got some good exercise. I didn't stay cooped up inside this past weekend. I was out and about. Sunday I went flower shopping with my stepmom and my dad, and Saturday I've spent like 3 or 4 hours outside just finishing up my book about Revan, and I finished that, and I was quite proud of myself because I'm like, hey, I finished a book. Like I finished like a book that like wasn't like required reading or anything. Like I took the initiative to buy this book and I finished it. I felt very good about myself after reading it. It was it was very it was a very interesting book. Spoilers for who haven't really read it. If you are planning on reading it, please skip ahead. Um, I don't know how long I'll be talking about this, unfortunately, but Revan, it got me for a twist. Um, for those of you who don't know, Revan is part of the Old Republic, way before the movie Star Wars. the Star Wars movies, like the trilogy, the prequels, and all that. Way before that, it's like the old days of the universe. Um, he was he was a Jedi. He fought in a war called the Mandalorian Wars. For those of you who don't know, um, Mandalore is a bunch of is a warrior race essentially, um, and it's where Boba Fett and Jango Fett, the bounty hunters from Episode 2 and Episode 5 and 6, they are Mandalorians. Their helmets that they wear signify that they are from Mandalore. And Revan had to deal with that with a conflict because were twisted by the dark side to kind of fight against the Republic, and he kind of he went there to stop the fighting, which he did, and he then decided to kind of confront the Emperor at the time of the Sith during that era, and get rid of him. But the Emperor is very powerful. Um, some lore about the Emperor from back then is that like he was a human, but he performed this ritual which gave him kind of like an immortality kind of thing, and he just started like absorbing everything. His home planet, everything was absorbed. Like the Force itself was absorbed. Like there was nothing on his home planet, which they described in the book. It played a huge plot point and kind of like or huge character point for the Emperor to kind of further emphasize how like cold and destructive he is. Um, he just wanted to eat away at everything, but um, so anyway, the book itself it features after the events of Revan going to the dark side, um, and then he got reborn into the light. When he went to the dark side, he actually got controlled by the Emperor because the Emperor can bend the will and the minds of people. That's how powerful he is, and he kind of controlled Revan and his apprentice Malik to be his slaves essentially. Um, and what happens is that it's the story is told into two parts. One part is about Revan trying to find the Mask of Mandalore and find out who the Emperor, trying to regain his memories. And the second part is about this guy named Lord Scourge, and he's trying to uncover this civil war kind of thing, this plot, this coup de grace, about the Dark Council, that the Emperor kind of like his kind of like the Pentagon's like military council, so to speak, for the United States. That's what the Dark Council is. It's like this group organization of like powerful Sith warriors that kind of like discuss Sith politics and like military tactics and stuff for the Empire, and it was they found out that the Emperor was like this eater of worlds, like this destroyer of worlds, and they wanted to stop him. And Lord Scourge, was kind of brought into all this. Eventually, he and Revan worked together towards the end, and then when they were battling the Emperor, all three of them, Scourge betrays them, and he is granted a bit of immortality as well, and becomes this new position called the Emperor's Wrath, which I played. They made a MMORPG game about it. It's called Star Wars: The Old Republic, or SWTOR for short, which actually, when I think about it, it happens right after the events of I think this, but it threw me for a loop because like normally you think that like, oh, this guy's gonna be redeemed or whatever, but like he betrayed them, like he stabbed them literally in the back, and it was a very great read, and I did not expect it, to be honest. And it was yeah, it was a very good read, and I'm proud of myself for following through with that. Um, the topics that they discussed, even though they were fictional, it brought a light to me. Because normally, Jedi are supposed to, well, first of all, it showed that the Jedi weren't actually like these true saints of the Force. Um, they're just another like a cult, so to speak, that wants to do good, but they have their own interpretation of the Force. Um, Same with the dark side. Um, but only if but they need each other. They can't exist if the other is destroyed. Because balance, there has to be balance within it. And Revan, having been on both sides and experienced both sides, he realized that both their ways are wrong, and that um, the Sith philosophy, like they shouldn't. It's not good to teach people to like rely on their fear, their anger, like these dark emotions for power. For the Jedi, it's not good to ignore all emotions, like love and all that, like good emotions too. Um, he goes into detail saying that his philosophical ways is that he wants the Jedi to kind of like not completely ignore, um, definitely not ignore the emotions, but like train themselves to deal with them better. It's because it's not first of all, it's not this goes for your life. Like, it's not good to just like ignore all emotions or any like bad emotions, good emotions, whatever, even though we may want to at times. I think it's good to train yourself to kind of deal with it better. Because love can turn into hate, and happiness can turn into sadness. Um, Really easily too. Um, that's what depression has taught me. But it I think if like he goes on to saying that if we learn how to deal with it better, we'll we'll we will be much happier and more powerful. The Jedi would be very powerful because they can use the emotions of like happiness, like positive emotions, love, to like power them, just like the Sith are using like their dark emotions to power them. But ignoring all emotions isn't good because that's how you get tempted to the dark side. It's because you don't know how to deal with these emotions. You weren't trained to deal with these emotions. So in the end, you just kind of like you're easily persuaded by them. Um, but anyway, it was a very great book, and I do recommend it to other people who are interested in not only Star Wars but like a good read itself. Like over 300 pages, I think, and it was very good. Um, the author did a very great job in keeping the reader interested, actually. Uh, and it was and just how my mind is. I kind of just all the scenes that were described. I was imagining them in like a movie setting. Like I could just see like two actors just kind of like on the big screen, just like having this conversation, doing these actions and all that, and it was amazing. Like that was amazing. It was an amazing experience, I think. So I'm proud of myself for doing that, and that's one of the things that I did is that I went outside and I started reading and I started soaking in that sunlight, and I felt better about myself, whether I wanted to or not. So it was a good experience. Yesterday, I went to the flower shop, and well, before I went to this place called Char Grill, and sorry, it's a burger joint. They make kind of like cookout. I guess. Um, it was that was this is where it got a little weird. 'Cause I haven't had a burger since the whole cookout experience, like any burger of any kind. So it's been months since I've had that kind of food, and I just got a small burger. I didn't really want to get like what I normally usually get, which it was usually a double burger, but I just got a small burger, and to me the burger tasted like cookout in a sense. It was it was char grilled, and cookouts burgers are char grilled. Um, it was just thinner, and a lot of emotions before and after I ate kind of swelled up. Um, the panic of throwing up again, um, and the just like a lot of fear, a lot of negative energy. Um, I did cope with it a bit. I just took deep breaths. I kind of relaxed myself. I think I was also experiencing some sort of like a little bit of social anxiety because I wanted to eat outside away from people, but it was too cold, so we had to eat around people. And I don't know, it was a weird experience because I wasn't really panicking, but I was thinking about like all these like negative thoughts, you know? Like my heart wasn't beating like irrationally or anything. I think I was psyching myself out, or if I was having paranoia of some sort, which was weird. Um, but anyway, it was. I ate as much as I could initially. I ate like half of it, half of the small burger. Um, and I had some fries too. Um, I felt full, but I didn't feel like stuffed. Um, which again, like my body's been playing tricks on me, so I don't really like I don't know whether or not I'm hungry or like full or whatever. So it was I felt a little scared because like I started feeling full and I thought that I got stuffed. So I started it's kind of relaxed a bit, and when we were flower shopping, I just had like these like I just assumed the worst out of situations, I guess. Maybe it's because like I'm in a different setting and I was uncomfortable. But I like deep in my mind I kind of just started thinking like oh like I'm just gonna throw up, or oh like these people are gonna judge me because I didn't do this and I look awful and stuff like that. Um, those thoughts were racing through my mind, but they didn't take control of my body. Um, again, because of the medicine, I was dealing with it better. Um, because at first I wasn't really thinking. I told my parents about this. I don't really think about these negative thoughts, but I don't necessarily think positive thoughts as well. But now it's come to the point where like I think I'm just coping with it better, which is better than nothing. Better than just like wallowing in it, I guess. Um, but it was a weird experience to say the least, because it I don't really first of all I don't really deal with this on a normal day-to-day basis, but it was weird. I didn't know what to think. Um, it was after we got home, I felt more relaxed than I did when I was outside. Um, but it would I was proud of myself in a sense by kind of taking the initiative, because I could have just said no. But I decided, hey, I need to go outside. Like I just forced myself to go outside. Um, and so I did. And whether or not like I felt tired or whatever, I went outside. Like I went outside around other people. I ate a burger, which was something that I have like I guess like a little mental fear of, I guess, and I overcame it because I ate it all. I ate half of it at the restaurant, and then I saved the rest, and then I ate the other half later that day. no bad repercussions at all. Um, and I did so much in the span of 2 to 3 days, so much more than I have been doing in like the past couple months, and it felt good. It was tiring, but it felt good. Um, it helped me relax a bit. It was scary, but at the end of the day, I just did it, and it's like these small victories, of just doing stuff. Cause depression does demotivate you to like you lose interest in the things that you like. You lose interest in just taking care of yourself, and just because you don't feel like you're worth it, and having this change of pace of like going out and just spending some time with my family, and just relaxing, not thinking about anything, just living in that moment, getting some stuff done, feeling productive. It felt good. It felt good, I think. But yeah, that's what I did this weekend, and that's what I inevitably will try to keep on doing. I want to keep on visiting my dad and my family. Not every weekend, but more often than I should and than I have been. So probably like every other weekend or so. Um, sorry, is side effects again. I think yawning. Um, it's relaxing. Had the good food. I actually gained a couple pounds. I think the scale over there is messed up or something. Um, yeah, I gained like 2 pounds or something. I weigh 94 now instead of 92, 94, 95. So yeah, I'm gaining weight slowly but surely. Um, so that's good. That's very good for me. Um, that means that I truly am on the road to recovery, and that's progress. And as I always say, it's better to see some small progress to know that things are working than to see none at all. So any progress is good, and I appreciate all progress. So uh, things are looking good. Things aren't looking bleak, which is good, and I'm very happy for myself. And I hope other people will. I hope this video. Again, like I said before in other videos, you'll have your highs and lows, but when you have your highs in your life, just learn to appreciate them. Don't take them for granted. Um, and just like learn to just learn to be happy with it. No matter how small or how big or whatever. Just don't take them for granted. Is all I ask. Um, I know I've taken things for granted a lot of times. Um, so it's very easy to take things for granted, but appreciate the smaller things, and just know that like you're at your lowest point, so you can't go any lower. The only way up, the only direction that you can go is up. So I think I think that's the important message I'm getting at here. Um, you may think that you're getting lower and lower, but you're not. It's just your lowest point, I think. The only way to get up, the only way to go is up. So yeah, I think I'll wrap this up for now. Um, I have some things I have to take care of at the school, work related, and had to get a new ID card because they deactivated the old ones, and I haven't gotten mine renewed. So I have to go do that. I think today or tomorrow. Um, but as always, this series was inspired by Little Kuriboh and his YouTube series, We're Still Here. He's doing these monthly now. I just watched his latest episode. He's come a long way in the past couple years, and he's he's looking a lot better, which is good. And he's not fully gotten over depression like I have, but he's dealing with it better. And him being busy and all that, like he's doing these videos monthly because to him, uh, talking about depressing things isn't good for him. But he does. He's not gonna stop talking about it. Um, it's just that he's limiting himself to once a month kind of thing. So he's not like, so instead of like doing it weekly and having to like deal with these negative thoughts, he's like, yeah, he's dealing with it better. And I'm happy for his progress. I really am. 'Cause it's inspiring to see that someone who started out so low, or who reached his lowest point, um, is starting to rise. Um, so his YouTube playlist and his channel will be in the description as always. And just realize and remember always that depression is still depression, stress is still stress, and anxiety is still anxiety. No matter what you're going through, no matter how severe, no matter what kind of circumstances led you to um, to kind of like be diagnosed with that. At the end of the day, like it's still that in its purest form, and that you shouldn't feel alone when when trying to overcome this. Um, I know I felt alone plenty of times, abandoned by friends, family, felt like a burden. But there are people there who want to help you. Um, there are support groups, your family members. If you just take the first step, the awkward, very awkward, as I always say, that very awkward first step. Um, it's helpful to talk about your feelings, get them out, and seek the help. Um, Medication, word of warning, it's not for everyone. Um, and it shouldn't be the end all solution. You shouldn't be like, kind of ramping yourself up, like saying, "Oh, I'm gonna once I get take this certain medication, I'll be better." You shouldn't be thinking that way. The medication is there to help. It's not gonna fix everything for you. What's gonna fix everything is what you do for yourself. I think that's the most important lesson to learn from this. Um, shouldn't become dependent on the medication. You should think of it as another weapon, another tool at your disposal to fight the almost never-ending war of depression. So, thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and I hope you guys have a wonderful and beautiful day.